Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some Halloween crafts that I came up with. I had a lot of fun crafting these. I think I have 5 crafts for you today. So I hope that you enjoy watching them and you like my ideas. Of course, you can put your own spin on it. And I hope you guys enjoy crafting with me. And let's get on into the video.
Won't you take me home?
Okay guys, so for the first craft, I have this Dollar Tree bat that I got years ago, but as you can see, the wings are really messed up and I kind of wanted to repurpose it. So I just completely tossed away the wings, and then it had one eyeball left on it, so I just went and took that off. I then took some scrapbook paper that Hobby Lobby used to sell. They don't sell Halloween stuff no more. But I just put them together and kind of looked with the bat and seen how long, because what I'm doing is I'm going to make new wings for the bat out of this paper. So then I just flipped it around, and then I used a picture off the internet for reference, but then I kind of just drew the wings myself, and I'm going to cut them out and glue them on.
Oh, don't think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly, 'cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead?
All I'm doing here is just using the bat to make sure that I like how the wing looks size-wise to it, and then I'm just going to start cutting.
How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head.
And just to make sure that they're both even, the same size, I'm just going to trace the one that I already had, because otherwise I'm not very good at this and my bat would be very lopsided. I then just took the wings and kind of laid them out, and I'm going to put the bat in the middle there to kind of just make sure I like exactly where they would be positioned on the bat and make sure that it doesn't look like he's going to have short, stubby little wings. And then I'm just going to flip everything around and hot glue everything down.
How sad. Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some more. Oh, then gets empty again. Better fill it up before I go. 'Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it, see what I see in it. I'm typical, messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord.
I then thought that the wings didn't have enough dimension, so I just took some black chalk paint. This is from Waverly in the color Ink, and I just kind of distressed the edges a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead later on and put the little lines in there like bat wings would normally have that you would see. And after that, guys, that's pretty much everything I did.
To breathe when you're dead. They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken, I bet. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, 'cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling? It push me, are you in it? Don't see what you see, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh, don't think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done.
And there you have it, guys. That was my very simple way just to repurpose an old bat, but of course if you like this better, you could go buy a brand new bat and just rip the wings off and go ahead and do that too. And then for the next one, I just took this eyeball jar from Dollar Tree. I'm going to rip the bow off, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my little scraper tool here and just try to get this little 3D sign off as well as I can, because I am going to be gluing scrapbook paper to it and I don't want there to be any weird lumps or bumps. And I won't lie, it did take quite an effort to get all this off. I didn't show it all on camera because it was quite a long process. But afterwards, I'm just going to take some more black chalk paint and just paint the top of the jar.
Your bone is broken up, now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby.
Now I'm just going to slather some Mod Podge on here and prepare it for the scrapbook paper that I'm going to be putting on later on.
How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone that's broken up, how sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out.
And then I'm just taking the scrapbook paper that I used before. I have quite a bit of these, so I just kind of wanted a theme going on in my house. And as you guys can see, the reason I'm repurposing all of this stuff is, as you've seen, it's a bunch of multicolored stuff that's got colors in it. And this year for Halloween, I kind of wanted everything just to be black and white with a little tiny bit of orange. But that is why I'm actually repurposing all this. You could totally do it to whatever color you want in your house, but this is just my preference. Then guys, after it dries, you're just going to flip it around and cut it out according to the shape.
Better fill it out before I go, 'cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being me, see what I see in it. I'm typical, messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control.
And then I just took some sandpaper and distressed the edges. It kind of just makes it look more rustic and worn down, and I really like the way it looks. And then guys, my camera totally died here. What I did is I went online and I just printed this little printable that says Witch's Brew, and I just Mod Podged it on, and now I'm just going over it all with Mod Podge to just kind of seal it off. I'm so sorry I didn't get that for you guys. And then I'm just taking some spider. These are like fox hairy spiders that I got at Walmart, I believe, and they were really inexpensive. So now I'm just kind of trying to put them where I think they look good, and when I like how it ends up looking, I'm just gonna hot glue them down, and that's it, guys.
Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, 'cause that's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling? Push me, are you in it? Don't see what you're seeing, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh, don't think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody.
So for the next project, you are going to just need however many of these fake skeletons that you would like to do. I will admit that this project is kind of something that you can definitely tell you crafted or DIY'd, but I kind of just liked having it in my house. It was a unique thing that no one else will have the exact same way I made it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of these little skulls, and I'm going to take this air drying sculpting clay that I got at Walmart. This is air drying, so just keep that in mind, because you kind of can't put these skulls in the stove or oven because they will melt. And there's a bunch of other things that are reusable and they don't harden, but I wanted them to harden because I want this to be a long-term kind of craft that I use around the house around Halloween time.
I know it's boring me, now come alive, baby. Get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead?
So all I'm doing, guys, is I'm just kind of trying to mold the frame of the skulls thing and just kind of match it up to the skull the way I like it, the length, the size. And then I'm just trying to push it up into his little teeth cavities that he already has. And when I like the way that that looks, I'm just gonna take it off the skull, set it aside and let it dry. And then later on after it dries, I'm just gonna go ahead and hot glue that right to the skull.
How does it feel to breathe when you're dead?
So after both the fangs are done and they're finally dry and you glued them on, I'm just taking the skull and painting it with a white chalk paint all over, just giving it a little base coat.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some more.
I'm then taking this gray mineral color and Waverly chalk paint and just kind of going over the little cracks that he already has, and then using my finger to smudge it out just to try to give it a little bit more definition so it's not just all white and flat.
It'll go, oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly, 'cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed, cut to the bone, it's broken up in. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure.
And now I'm just taking that same gray color and kind of just putting more on him, making him look not as white again. And then I just take my hands and smear it out just to kind of make it look dirty in a sense.
Oh, don't think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done.
Now I'm just taking that black ink color and filling out all the spots on a skull that you would typically see being darker, and kind of just smearing the edges out with my finger. I wasn't too concerned with it being too messy because it's supposed to be a skull. It can be dirty if you want it to be. And the good news is if you do too much black and you don't like how just black in an area that it looks, all you have to do is take that gray or white paint and go over it and kind of just fade it out a little bit. So I'm basically doing the same thing that I did with the gray and just doing it with the black. And after that, guys, that's all for the skull, and I really, really do like how it turned out.
Cut to the bone, it's broken up. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed, cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed, cut to the bone, it's broken up. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed, cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad.
So this next craft's really simple. I'm just taking this little foam fake carvable pumpkin. I'm taking the stem off and I'm just going to take it outside and spray paint it with a really cheap black spray paint. And after that, I'm just going to take, I know guys, I shouldn't be using a kitchen knife, but I could not find my X-Acto knife. So I'm just taking it and cutting a little hole in the top of it. It's really simple because it is just hollow foam, as you see, and it just kind of fell in there. Then I'm going to take this really cute, it's like a silver spiderweb deco mesh from Dollar Tree, and I'm basically just wrapping the pumpkin up in it from all angles. And after I get this side done, I just flip it around and do the same thing and then stick it all in there.
How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed, cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let go of the rules, cause there's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling that push me? Are you in it? Don't say what you're saying.
And then after you have the pumpkin covered, you'll see that there is parts of the deco mesh that aren't held down. So I'm just taking some glue and sticking them down to where I finally like how it looks and it's not flying all over the place. Just be very careful because I did burn my fingers several times here. There are little silicone tips you can buy for things like this if you're kind of clumsy like I am, but I kind of just take it with a grain of salt, guys. Now I'm just taking this little faux wood piece and I'm just going to paint it black. This was from Dollar Tree, I just had it left over. So I just painted it black and then hot glued it on in there, and that is all for the pumpkin, guys.
How does it feel to breathe when you're there? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up red. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored.
And then for our last craft for today, I'm just taking this really colorful hanging sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go ahead and rip it apart by pulling the strings off it.
How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your...
And then because, as you see, all the cardboard tape pieces didn't come off, I'm just going to go ahead and scrape all of that off.
How does it feel to breathe when you're dead?
I'm then just removing the string at the very top in a very unsafe way, guys. Be careful and don't do as I do. And then I'm taking that mineral chalk paint and I'm just going to give both of these stacks of pumpkins a really good coat of that, but not the back, guys. Later on I'm going to be painting the back a black color.
You out of your bed, cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some more. Oh, then gets empty again. Better fill it up before I go.
And then for this next step, guys, again, my camera died. I need to get another battery. I do apologize. I kind of just took some lines of the black paint and then I just distressed them a little bit with the gray. And now I'm just painting what I consider to be spooky-ish faces on my pumpkins because I wanted them to look more scary and not cute. I did just go online and use photos for references, but you can paint these whatever kind of faces you want. You can make it a cute project or you can follow along in my footsteps here and kind of make it more creepy. It's totally up to you.
To breathe when you're dead. They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let off the rules, cause there's so much fun. Are you loving the feeling that push me? Are you in it? Don't say what you're saying. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh, don't think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly, cause I know what you don't. It is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up. How sad.
And then I just went ahead and painted the other stack of pumpkins off camera. And now I'm just going to take the bat and with that same gray color that I used for the base coat of the pumpkins, just kind of paint on those little lines that I like, that I did of the other one. And then I'm going to be taking that black paint again and just de-stressing it and trying to make it look not as harsh of lines on the bat.
I know it's boring me, now come alive, baby. Get out the grave and I know you're bored. does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, but how sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They've never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up.
And then all I'm doing here is flipping them back around and using the same pieces of ribbon that I pulled off them to reconnect them by just using some hot glue. And after you get all that done, guys, that's it. And I absolutely love how this went from a really cutesy, colory little deco piece to a creepier, more black and white type of Halloween piece for my house.
Oh, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some more. Oh, then gets empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it, see what I see in it. I'm typical, messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly, cause I know.
Thank you guys so much for getting to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed watching me craft and kind of got some ideas going for Halloween. I definitely plan on putting out more of these crafting videos. So if you like this and it spoke levels to you, then just keep on keeping an eye out and I will definitely post more. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Won't you take me home?